Good evening. This is our ninth session and our last session before our midterm examination. So our topic for this evening is about polymorphism and interfaces. So for our objectives, number one is to identify data components and behaviors of multiple abstract data types. Number two, apply the use of keywords, data types, and variables in a program. Number three, design an interface for a specific program incorporated with different elements, data types, and variables. And number four, analyze the process of visual programming and graphical user interface design. So what is polymorphism and interfaces? As you can see, we have here polymorphism via interfaces. An interface and a reference variable can be used to refer to any object of any class that implements that interface. So this works some with superclasses. So some side effects of polymorphism occur with interfaces as with inheritance. So just like a declaration for your variable, in the example, pet, my pet is equivalent to new dog. So you are labeling pet, my pet into a new dog. In the second example here at the right, so you can see here the shape that is being drawn. That shape is either be a triangle, a rectangle, or a circle. So the elements of a shape becomes the triangle, the rectangle, and the circle. So to know more about interfaces and polymorphism and interfaces, for polymorphism, it is referred to as the third pillar of object-oriented programming after encapsulation and inheritance. The word polymorphism means having many forms. So in object-oriented programming paradigm, polymorphism is often expressed as one interface, multiple functions. So just like we specified in the previous chapter, inheritance let us inherit fields and methods from another class. So gina-inherit natin siya. While as polymorphism uses methods to perform different tasks. So this allows us to perform a single action in different ways. So we have the C compile time polymorphism. The C compile time polymorphism referred to as multiple methods with the same name but with different parameters. So by using compile time polymorphism, we can perform different tasks with the same method by passing different parameters. So it can be achieved by using method overloading, and it is also called early binding or static binding. So just like for our example, in our activity 21.A, as you can see there, the example of compile time polymorphism. Okay. So we have also runtime polymorphism. Unlike compile time, runtime draws the polymorphic activity within the running time. So as you can see on the diagram, we have data abstraction for inheritance and encapsulation. For real-time example for polymorphic activity, you can see there the compile time and then the runtime type. So the difference between the two is that for compiling, compile time polymorphism means equivalent to a batch file wherein isa lang kapag compile. Whereas runtime, this refers to the running time of the polymorphic activity. For the example, for runtime, I think this refers to the line-by-line step of the reading of the program within the polymorphic activity. So we have activity 21.B, pero ang obrahon lang ninyo guys is your activity 21.A. So compile time lang siya. Because we have another topic which is interfaces. So for interfaces, this refers to syntactical contract that all the classes inheriting the interface should follow. So the interface define what part of the syntactical contract, and the deriving classes define the how part of the contract. So interfaces define properties, methods, and events. Take note about this. So interfaces define properties, methods, and events, which are the members of the interface. So interfaces contain only the declaration of the members, and it is the responsibility of the deriving class to define the members. So abstract classes to some extent for interfaces have the same purpose, pero they are mostly used when only one or the few methods to be declared by the base class and the deriving class implements the functionalities. Just like the syntax that you can see for interface, refer to your module, guys. You can see there the examples that interfaces are declared using the interface keyword, and it is similar to class declaration, and that the interface statements are public by default, and then just like the example. For the syntax, you can see their public interface IT transactions, the body of the program, open brace, interface members, void show transaction, double get amount, and the closing declaration. So you can see that in your activity number 22 that is found on your module, that is an example of interfaces. So add Astra Sapientiam to the stars through knowledge. So I think that is all for this evening, no, for the lecture for polymorphism and interfaces. The difference between polymorphism and interface is that sa polymorphic activity, ang sa classes naton kag sa inheritance nga gin-discuss naton last time, you can see there that the functionalities for the activity or the functionality for the code is being inherited from one class to another. So, daw nag-parent and child relationship wherein ang tanan nga attribute ka parent is na-inherit ka bata. So, just like your parents, kung ano tsura ka parents nyo, sometimes amo mandaya tsura ninyo. Or ang color ka eyes nanda or color ka buhok, ma-inherit ninyo. So, ang ano naman, just like the program sa inheritance, amo day na. Pero magambal ka mo nga polymorphism, ang derived ka value nga variable naton, naga-relate lang sa isa ka value nga waay ninyo inherit. Pero naghimo ka mo ka functionalities using the objects. Just like our example kagina, wherein ang sa shapes, magambal ka mo shapes. So there are different types of shapes, no? May circle, may triangle, kag may rectangle. So those are shapes. One default example also is your color. So if you have, say for example, color, if you're going to define color, the polymorphic derivation of the color is red, blue, green, etc. So kung ano pa nga color. So those are the specific, although sa inheritance, you can say that pwede ninyo da ma-inherit sa classes. So pwede pero ang specific naton nga content sa pag is through polymorphism. So polymorphic activity means isa ka class rain lang ng application. So yeah, yung relationship kada nga ma-think of ninyo is one to many. So one declaration and many outputs. So one to many. Okay, that is good for your database Saurihi, that you can actually compare within the value of the statements for declaration and values. So that is polymorphism. Now for inheritance naman, okay, so inheritance is all about interfaces. Interfaces is just the interface wherein you are communicating with different possible outcomes. So one true value of that is the declaration that you can find for polymorphic activity. Insa nga gin-imaw sanda just because nga mo da ang nga declaration sa value is being given into a perspective. So mag-interface ka mo is communicate ang user sa clients. So ang interface ka dyan is ang employable nga ka polymorphic activity. Pwede niyo mabutang sa output sa interface niya. So I think that is a very good example of our lesson for this evening. What are you going to do, guys, in your activity is just the activity to 21.A and then 21.B. So I think that will come out also in your midterm exam. And then hopefully, guys, I would like to announce that we are going to conduct our midterm exam on Friday at 9 a.m. So please go online, tell your classmates about our exam. And then announce ko naman na guys sa aton guys nga GC sa group chat naton. So I hope everybody is aware nga we're going to conduct our midterm examination already. So please be early. I think mga 8 pa lang, quarter to 9 pa lang, bantay do kamo guys, i-open nyo dun yung phone ninyo. Kay ang ibutang ko lang ang link kay exam naton sa aton nga GC. Tuyan yung bulon ang link. So pinduton niyo ang link. Pagkatapos kada guys, ma-direkta kamo sa exam naton. So I would like to emphasize also for the examination is about I think mga medyo malawig. 80 items ata. So I will give you 1 hour and 20 minutes for the duration of the exam, 80 items, and all multiple choices. So the first thing that you will do is to click the link sa GC. Siguraduhan lang ninyo guys, you can get the exam through laptop using your browser. Hopefully Google Chrome ang gamiton nyo. Kag ang login ninyo guys nga dapat is ang .edu ninyong accounts para nga hindi magpalpak hindi ka mo ang link magbisyo sa link nga hindi ka mo hindi ninyo guys ma-open yung examination naton. So ang gamitan ninyong account palihog is ang .edu ninyong account, and then get ready na kamo. I think dapat gidman may signal gidman para hindi ka unstable ninyo. So I don't know if what are you going to do, pero just make sure you have load. You can get the exam also in your cell phones, in your Android phones. Okay, if you're going to open the GC and click niyo yung link, madirekta ka mo sa browser ninyo. So pag magkita nyo sa browser, ma-load dyan ang Google Form, sa Google Form. And then sa una-una gid, what you're going to do is to write your name, your complete name. So your first name first, then I think last name or first name. I'm not sure kung first name or last name. So, and then afterwards, don't forget to put your name I will not entertain people with no names kay para why ko man kung sino tanada nagbuwal kay exam ninyo. And then ang ikadua is after writing your name, you can go directly to the questions in your exam, and then afterwards 1 to 18 na siya. So all multiple choice, pilion ninyo ang best answer. I-click lang ninyo ang ang field nga sa saktong sabat. So may radio button na siya, so i-click ninyo siya. After clicking the radio button, you proceed to the next number hasta maubos ninyo. Sa idalom, sa number 80, after the number 80, may button ka mo makita nga submit. So, i-click nyo ang submit nga button, and then automatically mapasa ang inyong examination sa internet. Sa loon na ka Google, and then ibalik na kaninyo automatically ang scores ninyo. So take note nyo guys, dapat may score ka mo. Kag kung mabalik niyo yung score ninyo, palihog, i-screenshot nyo lang score nyo, screenshot nyo gid. Kaya mo da ebidensya ninyo nga nakabuol ka mo ka exam. And palihog, isend din sa PM kanakon, or hindi nyo pagbutang sa GC kay base makita ka mga classmates nyo yung score nyo. So i-PM nyo kanakon, and yes, ninyo yun ang inyong scores, or i-download ko ang score sheets, and then mamanan ko man gyapon yung scores ninyo. Kung why ka mo score, it means to say nga why nag-successful ang submission ninyo ka exam. So yagwa na kada ma-retake ka mo ka exam. Okay, so ang another thing is, ang isa pa, ang problema is kung hindi ninyo siya mapasa on time. Kaya di ba tawan lang kamo 1 hour and 20 minutes. So dapat dapat before 1 hour and 20 minutes. Kung ma-start kita 9 o'clock, it means to say nga before 10:20, dapat napasa nyo doon yung exam ninyo. Kaya matabo, kung hindi nyo mapasa ka na kung exam nyo, hindi da siya ma-read ka Google Form. And kung hindi siya ma-read, why ka mo score, hindi ko ma-record ang score nyo, bull ka mo liwat ka exam. So, maligwa na. And to tell you frankly, guys, amo day problema do karon ka second year kay bull sa naka-exam. Kung gamit ninyo doon ang email ad ninyo kag nakakuha na kamo ka exam, it might be there's a tendency nga hindi na siya ma-open doon. Hindi nyo kamo maka-access ka inyong exam. And then mabuhayan lang, hindi ta kamo ma-recordan ka score ninyo. So amo day matabo. Ang reviewer ninyo will be your modules lang. So, ang modules ninyo dyan sa Google Classroom. Anyway, makita ninyo duman yung module ninyo. I hope na ginabasa nyo da. And then, it not necessarily nga nyo gid padalman ninyo. Basahan lang ninyo guys. Kaya may mahawidan ka mga sa pamangkot naton. There's no programming type ng exam. Ang programming ninyo isang activity lang. So, ang exam natin will be multiple choices and all theoretical theories. The same sa final exam, midterm, final. So, ang kinalain lang is the number of examination. I don't know kung pila ka-items pang final exam. Pero ang midterm ninyo guys is 80 items. So, i-check ko gani karon base may kulang. Base why ko bala mabutang ang ninyo, ang name, ang pinaka-importante, ang name ninyo. So, i-check ko lang siya kung last name or first name. Depende sa recording, sa pagpasunod kapag naka-fields na ibutang ninyo. So, do you have any questions? Please ask questions, Gid, regarding sa first, ang activity natin for this week. Second, ang parties examination. I don't know lang guys sa first year kaninyo if sang first sem ano yung sistema ninyo kapag buol ka exam ninyo, kagido ka mo buol exam sa online or why pa. So it's much better if you ask questions right now so that I can answer it regarding the getting the examination. Guys, there's no written exam because why pakitagin man doan nga ma-face to face. So if ever you're wondering, hindi tinyo sir, hindi ko magbuol ka exam mo, ay gusto ko ng pencil, ball pen and hindi pwede guys. Kay why pakita it mando nga mag face to face. So online ang exam naton. Okay? Okay, so please ask questions regarding the exam or klaro man ni ginambal ko. If not, kung nauya ka mo, you just natawan nyo lang ninyo liwat karon ang replay niya sa YouTube or karon sa GC ninyo, i-link ko lang siya. Pero as much as possible, if you have questions, I will entertain it for this evening. 1001, 1002, 1003, 2004.
Fixed with the IAM exam sa Friday, sir.
Marge, pakiliwat ang mo ang bal. Palihog ang bal tunog kay hindi ko siyang batian.
Sure na gina, sir, exam pa sa Friday, sir.
Yes, Marge, may conflict ka mo sa exam naton?
Wala man, sir.
Okay, so ano siya, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. kita mo start. Ang link ka exam sa GC nyo lantawon. Ibutang ko to ang link sa GC and then ang link na i-click ninyo sa laptop nyo, sa computer nyo or sa inyong cellphone. Basta ang cellphone nyo may load lang. And then may internet, may data ka mo bla. And then afterwards, pag na-click ninyo ma-directa ka mo sa browser ninyo, which is Google Chrome or whatever browser nga ginagamit nyo. And then, tuyan nyo makita i-exam ninyo. So, isulat niyo pangalan nyo palihog and then ang ninyo, after that, you can answer the questions directly. And then afterwards, amo to hasta maubos ninyo kasabat for 1 hour and 20 minutes, and then i-submit nyo siya before ang time. Kay I'm warning you guys, kung hindi nyo masubmit on time, mabuol ka mo gid ka exam liwat, tuod-tuod ay So amo before so it means nga after mga 10-15 submit nyo doon nga daan ang ano ninyo bago mag-close. Kay naka-time bound ang Google Form, butangan ko na siya ka-timer. So kung ma-close ang timer, hindi nyo dun ma-access ang exam nyo pagkatapos. Ang magwa kada dyan, may message nga mabaton ka mo, hindi do ka mo kasulod sa link ka exam sa Google Forms. Nautod na siya. So kinahanglan nyo access. So kung hindi ko da ma-open, hindi nyo da ma-access. So I hope nga, guys nga mapasa nyo before ka time. Okay. I hope na-answer ko, Marge, pamangkot mo.
Thank you, good sir.
Reason for scheduling our exam on Friday is that so that next week continue sa aton nga kay kun hindi naton dyan pagimuon guys, ma-delay kita. Na-delay na kita ganit 2 weeks. So kinahanglan maka-exam kita and then final doon. So another set of ako na studyin ang naton kung din kita so maybe mga 8 to 9 weeks pa. So that's 2 months ata or then final exam naman. Okay, so please comply guys. Kay it's important that you can comply. Kay hindi ko gusto nga hindi kami kapasa nga daan ka ka grade sheets kung hindi ka mo ka-comply. Although you are given one year to comply for the activity. So garing nga do ka budlay gid. Do ka gid kung patuya-tuyaan ninyo yung activity nyo. So please comply ninyo siya. For those are offline students, reminder kananda, if you don't want to access it in Google Classroom, ang activity, kadto ka mo kanakon sa Monday and pachekan nyo kanakon isa-isa ang activity ninyo. Halin sa una-una gid. Kung ay ka mo kapasa sa Google Classroom, pwede man, pero program gid na siya, hindi it screenshot. Inyo guys, di ba screenshot lang ginapangayo ko sa Google Classroom. Ang sa offline, kung gusto isa-isa kon ko gid ka lantaw ang sa IDE sa codes. So I don't know, you have the choice. If you don't want to you can come here sa eskwelahan. And then, pagkikita mo kanakon and checkan ko, ibutang nyo sa flash drive ang activity. Okay? Hindi pwede ang screenshot. Ang screenshot available lang sa Google Classroom lang gid. Okay? So, klaro doon na. Okay, let me check ang questions. Jacob. Ang exam naton liwat is Friday, 9 a.m. Kay Jacob, naman ko si Jacob sa Noy exam. Friday nga 9 a.m. Okay. So, hindi ninyo bulon ang link again sa Google, sa GC natin, sa group chat. Or, I don't know, kung ma-email ko kaninyo. Pwede ko siguro ma-email kaninyo yung exam, yung link. So, check nyo lang. Pero dapat may data ka mo guys sa phone ninyo or sa inyong email. Mood lang GC naton. So check ninyo GC and then another one is i-email ko kaninyo yung link sa Gmail ninyo nga dya kanakon. Kaginhatag kanakon ni Ma'am Alingalan. So may copy man ko di ka mga telephone numbers nyo pero wait man na kamo na tawagan. Lang, tikay gamit man kita di sa klase naton, so it's okay lang siguro. Pero by the way, tanan ninyo galing ang session nga diya ka na akong recorded na siya. Ha? May mga plus points ang ninyo, ang kung sino ga-attend diya sa session naton. Gina-record ko na siya. So sa attendance ninyo, na-record ko. So, ang mga taong ga-attend may additional points na tanda. Sa anda nga recitation. Ang attendance not so much kay why kita attendance for this kay medyo understandable na, pero ang attendance nahimo nga recitation doon, so that is 10 points, 10% ka grade ninyo. Okay, so I hope nga nasanagan kita kag na may dyan pa ka mga pamangkot. Okay, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Wala na, sir. Okay na, sir.
Okay, sige. If you don't have any questions, you can jot down your attendance sa chat box. And then, see you Friday, guys. Okay, I have a suggestion, no? So for the people sa or just ask your parents to go on places. Pero garing yung problema kada dyan. Kung wala ka mo signal, mo da, silogid ka mo sa ninyo, or go to your classmate's house. Mas mayad pa da, kaysa magpapasi ka mo or diin. Kaya basi irason nyo blaya exam sa ginikanan ninyo, nga kinanglan sa pasigid ka mo, may signal. Guys, hindi nyo dapat imuon. Much better kung sa classmate ninyo. Check nyo anay kung may COVID sanda or why basi may COVID at na ninyo nga balay. Kag din halong kamo guys sa pag-transport ninyo, pagpanaw nyo kung diin nga lugar, dala mo alcohol, face mask, permi. O sigid nga mga alcohol, no? Kada kapot sa mga metal, sa kwarta, sa mga chain, sinsilyo, kag kung diin pang alcohol gid. And then for this you go to your classmates ka may signal or may wifi na para nga kamo kung may kamo signal or wifi sa balay ninyo para makabol kamo ka midterm exam ninyo, guys. Okay? Dila kamo that's why in-schedule naton niya exam naton sa morning para maka-early pa. Kag hindi kamo sa vlog sa dalan. Kung gabi basi delikado. So suggestion ko malang kung ito yung iban nga taga-barangay, white signal. So, adto ka mo this banwa sa classmate nyo or kung diin ka mga lugar tabuay, pero halong lang. Okay? Lisensya it mayad sa ginikanan ha. Hindi base bila irason ninyo yung exam ninyo nga moda kinanglan manugid ka mo hambal sir aya hindi pa moda, guys. Man gyapon. Make an initiative, lisensya gid sa ginikanan, kag dara kamo ka protection nyo, face mask kag okay? Sige. Okay, so thank you good guys. I hope nabutang nyo dun yung attendance ni day. Kung sino pa ay please jot down your attendance. So palihog guys, I think ka mo no, pero yan ka mo kabilog tapos sectioning ka mo, isa lang ka section. So please tell your classmates gid about the things that we discussed here tonight, and see you on from Friday and next week. Next week lain naman for final naman kita. So thank you and good evening gid sa tanan.
Thank you man, sir. Good evening.
Good evening to. Good evening. Okay. So, halong lang Good evening. Okay, Beth. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you, Jaya. Good evening.
Sir, thank you. Good evening.
Okay, Sach. Good evening, Sach. Thank you. Okay, Daniel Faith, good evening. Fitzy, thank you. Jessa, good evening. Okay.